You're not using ChatGPT 4, you are doing yourself a disservice. Now, don't get me wrong, when ChatGPT and AI in general started going more mainstream, I was just constantly rolling my eyes, being like, how do I even plug this into my workflow? Let me just give you a few examples as to how ChatGPT 4 has saved me so much time, but also mental brain power. To give you a quick backstory, I am a full-time creative strategy consultant and UGC creator. So that means that I have multiple contracts with different brands, which means that I am trying to conserve as much time, energy, and brain power as possible. This is just from yesterday. I just started working with a health and wellness brand, and we're trying to lean into a sugar and cravings angle. And so I was able to brainstorm with ChatGPT on a few different headlines. Now, of course, when they give me the suggestions of headlines, I then ask for more iterations, and then I basically take my former knowledge and experience working with other health and wellness brands and tailor these suggestions that ChatGPT 4 provided to me to create headlines that I know the client will like. Here's another example. A headline that they really wanted to lean into had to do with dad bods. And so again, I did an entire brainstorming session with ChatGPT to figure out other iterations of a historical top performing headline for this brand. I have another client with another brand who basically does cloud storage for free with a certain type of membership. I took historical top performing headlines and I brainstormed with ChatGPT 4 to come up with suggestions. And again, I revised them based on the account's historical top performers, my experience as a marketer, and again, these suggestions from ChatGPT to craft really good suggestions to provide to client. I'm going to go ahead and hide this, but basically I had said, can you please take this message and make it more business casual? And it had to do with me recommending a colleague to a recruiter to meet with her and just talk to her about the opportunity of working for this agency. Another example that I'm not going to show is I gave a recommendation to a former colleague on LinkedIn, and I basically was like, okay, how do I give this recommendation? But I also want to make sure that it's personal to this person, because I just, again, didn't want to use all my brain power on that, because by the end of that, I would be mentally exhausted and drained. And so what I did was I asked ChatGPT 4 to follow up with questions before writing this to make sure that it's actually personable and accurate to the person that I'm giving a referral or recommendation on LinkedIn. Dude, I even provided it KPIs based on a performance that an ad had and asked for it to literally give me just their own perspective and infer based on the data. That way then I could kind of like flesh things out. It literally, outside of giving a breakdown, provided inferences. So again, like profitability concern, effective attribution, ROAS discrepancy, and then potential misalignments in KPIs. I also have another client who's literally coming out with a flavor that is a Starburst flavor, and I had taken what was the original suggestion from one of the team members and asked for it to iterate on it. And it came up with a solid name suggestion that I made to the team, and they really liked. It's literally neck and neck with the original one that was suggested by someone else on the team. And then one of the top performers for one of my clients is for headlines, Pudge, Don't Budge. And I asked for other suggestions just to kind of do another brainstorming session. And, you know, a lot of them are silly, but you just never know where the brainstorming can take you. And like, again, like, the suggestions that ChatGPT 4 gives may not always be like the best options, but it's a great starting place. Again, if you are not using ChatGPT and if you're not paying for ChatGPT 4, it's a write-off if you have a business. I'm 100% self-employed, so I get to write this off every single month. If you are not using this as a tool to help you throughout your day, you are doing yourself a disservice. I cannot stress it enough. I used to be completely skeptical of this, and I used to think, how am I going to plug this into my day? But it conserves so much of my brain power and gives me so much more energy to take on other tasks. I feel like a machine. And if you're watching this and you're not already using it, this is your sign. Give it a try. Start implementing it into your workday. There is a way that this can help you too, regardless of the industry you're in.